In today's episode, Amy asks, how can we use AI to improve customer service? What are some ways to practically implement it? Customer service, let's start by defining that. Customer service is everything from the purchase moment onwards. So from the moment the customer gives their credit card and says, this is the thing that I want. B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. Everything after that in the customer journey is customer service. So that means ownership, which is things like warranty and service and support, to loyalty, and retention, which is all about making sure that your product or service still continues to deliver value to the customer, and ideally value continues to increase the longer the customer owns something. And of course, evangelism, helping the customer, if they're happy, to talk about owning the product or service and looking for people who are having those conversations already. So those are the things that we're going to lump under customer service. Companies traditionally have had dual mandates when it comes to customer service, and not necessarily good ones. The dual mandates are, of course, make service better, but in a lot of cases, companies have been tasked with making service cheaper because corporations see it as a cost center rather than a value center. Now, as models of attribution analysis get better, we're starting to see people thinking about customer service as a driver of upsells, for example, particularly in B2B. If a customer's happy, they'll buy more from you. RFM analysis and techniques like that help with that. But there are still a lot of companies that are stuck in the old mindset of customer service is just a cost. Keep the cost as low as possible instead of make the customer deliriously happy, and they'll buy more and recommend more. So what are some practical applications of artificial intelligence in this space? The key to the application of AI and machine learning in specific revolves around the two fundamental tasks that they would be tackling, which is understanding and predicting. To understand, we would use machine learning to dig into things like, what are customers saying about us, especially in social conversations and in search intent. For example, if I am an owner of a Whirlpool washing machine and I'm looking up Whirlpool warranty or Whirlpool whatever error code, guess what? I have some service issues, right? I have some support issues that I need to have resolved. If I own CRM software and I'm looking for how to do a certain thing, and I'm typing that into Google, I would want, if I was the company, I would want to be using machine learning to analyze that data and understand relationships between different types of searches, relationships between searches and social conversations. At what point does somebody stop searching and start complaining? Those are all things that I would want to know. I would want to know what the profile of our most valuable customer is. Using techniques like clustering, categorization, dimension reduction. What are the aspects or the variables of a most valuable customer? And that goes way beyond traditional RFM analysis. Traditional RFM analysis just looks at recency of purchase, frequency of purchase, monetary value of purchases, and that's okay. But if you have the ability with machine learning to look at 100, 200, 300 dimensions of the customer, their demographics, their psychographics, their firmographics, and you can then put together a really comprehensive picture of that customer, you should. And most of all, this is where machine learning is a shining beacon in customer service. It is understanding what customers are saying to our companies, especially in non-text channels. I did a project recently for a company where they sent us 17,000 recorded calls in audio format from their call center, and we had AI transcribe them and then had AI digest that down to understand what are the key issues that these customers were calling about. But you don't have to use advanced stuff like that. Even just mining the data within your CRM is so valuable, and companies don't do it. What's in your customer service inbox? Companies just don't look at that, and you can use AI to understand. Once you understand, then you can predict. Kinds of things that you want to predict, for example, would be what customers are high need versus low need. If you have to reduce costs in customer service, you definitely want to know who's high or low need and who is high and low value. right? So what are the types of, if a customer is high need and low value, and you have the ability to predict that type of customer, you can say, let's not market to those people, versus low need, high value. Let's market to those people as much as we can. And you'd use machine learning to isolate and understand and build a model for predicting that based on characteristics of data that you get. You can predict what customers have the highest lifetime value. Again, if you go beyond RFM in your understanding, you can then build a model to predict this customer matches 42 of the 46 high value indicators. Let's make sure that we retarget them really, really cleverly and smartly so that we win their business. And finally, what are the types of sentiment in conversations, and can you create a model of cases that were resolved successfully versus cases that were not resolved successfully? If there are things like sentiment and tone in conversations that people are having with the chatbot, with the operator, with the customer service forms, can you predict when something's going to go off the rails and intercept that early on so that that person never gets to the stage where they cause a PR incident, for example? So those are understand and predict, the two basic use cases for machine learning and AI that will help customer service get better. You can do this with the data you have today. What you have may be messy. It may need to be structured and cleaned up and engineered, but the beauty is most companies have been collecting this data. It's in your customer service inbox. It's in your CRM. It's in your call center. You just haven't been using it. And if you'd like help, of course, my company, Trust Insights, would be happy to help with that. So, great question, important question, and one we're not talking about enough. As always, if you have any follow-on comments, please leave them in the comments below. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. I'll talk to you soon. Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.